Today we're going to show you how to game at 1080p for just $300.
And it's super easy. All you need is a graphics card and an Optiplex and today's video sponsor.
Today's video is brought to you by Newegg and their amazing, Fantastic sale. The Fantastic 2 sale will start on Monday, October 9th and end on Friday the 13th. Now if you've been waiting to snag some new parts, build a new rig, or get a gaming laptop, then look no further. The Fantastic 2 sale has got you covered with amazing deals. They've got the i5 13600K, normally priced at $329, going for $284. The MSI MPG Z690 motherboard, usually sold for $369, is going for $199. That's over $100 worth of savings. Maybe you're less interested in buying PC parts and you just want to start gaming. That's fine. Why not nab the Lenovo Legion Pro 5 for a staggering $1249? We're talking over a $400 discount. So go ahead and shop Newegg's second biggest sale of the year. Get ahead of the holiday shopping panic this year with these amazing deals. Thanks again to Newegg for sponsoring today's video.
So this right here is going to be our canvas for this PC build. This is the Dell Optiplex 5060 with an i5 8600, and the reason this is a different build compared to the other ones we've done here on the channel is it features an 8th gen i5, which is a 6-core, 6-thread.
Yep. It's that kind of day. We're 3 videos deep. All right. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and kind of open this thing up. I don't know if we've actually really gotten to see a whole lot of these because we're so used to doing 2nd gen and 3rd gen, but I'm gonna go ahead and pop the faceplate off the front, just some plastic clips.
Probably just flips out.
It literally just flips out, wow.
Look at that.
That's nice simple. It actually has an SSD cage, which is kind of cool. You can fit 2 of them in there. We can fit, looks like 2 hard drives as well, but we're not doing no hard drives. This one actually comes with,
should be a 512 gig SSD.
I think it's a Samsung, yep, Samsung SSD.
Which this whole Optiplex, by the way, just for clarification, 150 bucks, comes with the SSD, 16 gigs of DDR4 memory, and that 8th gen i5, which for the price, really good deal.
Yeah, and that is a 6-core, 6-thread. So it's starting to get into that kind of better territory. It actually has an M.2 right here as well. It's not installed, but you could do one. We actually get a few different upgrade slots. We have some 1X slots, and then we actually have 2 16X, but we're gonna be using the top slot there for our graphics card. Now, the only thing that this whole PC lacks is PCIe power. I don't see any in here. We just have the CPU power, so we got that. That right there is a SATA to 6+2 pin adapter.
But yes, this graphics card does use a 6-pin for power, and this is the RTX A2000, which we did a whole video on. Very interesting card from AliExpress, but it doesn't pull much power. Even in our benchmark video, it pulled maybe 56 watts, so this is a perfect candidate for the SATA adapter.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do some teamwork here, but for some reason, whoever had this Optiplex before had the bottom 2 lanes removed. We're gonna do the top lanes because that typically is always going to be the lane that allows the most bandwidth, and it's not choked up on the graphics card. So if you want to go ahead and pop that in, wait, hold on.
Wait a minute, what's the problem?
We gotta, it's like this.
Oh,
yeah.
That makes more sense. Take your graphics card, line it up with the top blue slot, and push down. Now make sure these, well, where you're supposed to put screws in a normal system goes over the hump a little bit. There you go, nice and snug in there. We're gonna go and push that down, and the graphics card is installed. Now, we will talk later in the video, but you could go other options with the graphics card, like a 1660 Super if you don't want to go at the AliExpress route, and it might actually end up being cheaper overall.
All right, now the next step, we need to power this thing. So you're not gonna get display out unless you have power going to it. So our 6-pin, we're gonna adapt that to SATA. We have, we'll probably use this one here because this one might be.
It's only plugged into the DVD drive, or
they both come off the same connector.
So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, we'll just use the SSD when it's closer. It'll look a little cleaner. And now we should be able to just pop this thing back down. Now, one thing that you could do is clean your thermal paste, but for the sake of the video, well, should we clean the thermal paste on that?
We can check it. I mean, it might be worth checking the thermal paste because this was a refurbished computer. I don't know how much they went into cleaning the CPU and stuff because the cooler looks a little dusty, so it might need a thermal paste changing. Everything else looks pretty clean.
It is really clean besides that. No, it's pretty old.
That's pretty, ooh, what is going on around there? That's a little crusty.
That's where they didn't dust. So I'm taking a little alcohol swab here. Just gonna clean this. It doesn't need to be like perfect or anything, but we can actually see our CPU. It's an i5 8600.
Wow, it's exactly what we paid for. That's good to see.
Yep, that doesn't always happen.
Yeah, we're gonna take our MX4 Arctic thermal paste. Shout out to Arctic for sending us thermal paste to do these upgrades. And we'll go ahead and drop a little bit right here. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good.
All right, and now we're just gonna reverse install this cooler, and this will definitely help us get some better performance. That thermal paste that was on there was as old as this computer is, so I mean, it's at least, I would say at least 5 years old. So this is probably gonna help us with our thermals. It'll help the computer run better in general because naturally, especially in these newer CPUs, they like to boost. They like to basically overclock themselves, but they need to be cooled in order to do that.
So yeah, we're gonna get this cooler screwed on. We're gonna put everything back together just so you guys don't get lost along the way. We'll show you how to put it all back together. And then from there, we're gonna play some games because I'm really excited to see how this pairing works. Now, the only downside again with this A2000, if you saw the benchmark video on, is we gotta install some third-party drivers. And it's a little sketchy and not an amazing deal. So check those links down below for alternative suggestions that will work as well. But for the sake of this video, we have the A2000. We plan on using the A2000 and we'll see how it pairs well with the i5.
Here we go. Make sure we don't get anything going inside the fan here. So I'm gonna kind of shove this cable back here. All right, that clipped in. Make sure the fans can spin freely. It looks pretty good. Be really careful. These plastic clips will break really easily. So make sure that you're clipped in all the way.
There, now it sounds like it still didn't look right.
Yeah, this thing's difficult. All right, we got it in. We got our thermal paste clean. We got our A2000 in. Let's go ahead and benchmark it.
All right, gamers, we are now kicking off the benchmarks with Call of Duty on the balance preset 1080p. And as you can see, we're using our Franken drivers, which are lovely aftermarket drivers that allow this RTX A2000 to work. And as we said at the beginning of the video, if you want to go with a card that's not one of these cards, because when we originally planned the benchmark for the graphics card, we also planned this video just thinking it was going to be a normal graphics card that we installed drivers on. It's not. You got to do some modifications to get it to work. But if you're in another country, I still think it's a decent deal if you're willing to deal with the whole driver situation. But regardless, there are other options on the market. You can get something like a 1660 Super or a 1660 Ti, something around that price point on the used market, very equivalent in performance to this. And we're gonna go ahead and drop in and see what the performance is like. Right now we're getting 50 to 60 FPS. I imagine on average we'll be anywhere between like 70 to 80 once we land. This is normally like the most demanding part of the drop. And there we are, look at us, getting about 70 FPS. And right now we are running no DLSS, by the way. That is important to mention. I wanna run without upscaling at 1080p to start, and if we feel like DLSS will add any value, we'll turn it on and see if we can get any sort of a performance uplift from it. But from our experience, it's hit or miss. DLSS sometimes may help. It just depends on how hard the CPU is being used, in our opinion, because the CPU is being really cranked, which right now it is at 70% usage. There's not a whole lot it can give in terms of upscaling to really make a difference. It is cool to see. We're in a new generation of Optiplexes, ladies and gentlemen. While yes, the power supplies are a bit limiting, we're easily able to add, well, a decent GPU and get a 60 plus FPS experience on basically medium settings 1080p in a demanding game like Call of Duty. Honestly, it's pretty crazy to see that because you don't normally, this guy just ruined my discussion. I set off an alarm and he just said, oh, I'm gonna just dive down a bunch of floors of stairs, Jesus Christ. It's just cool to see these Optiplexes are much more relevant in being able to get ones that can play whatever game you want really at 1080p. Hey! Oh. Yeah. The shotgun's working out all right, though. Not gonna lie. I thought this would be pretty awful, honestly. Oh, hey, what's up? Probably scared the crap out of you. Ah, it's somebody else! I'm gonna go ahead and enable DLSS and see if I get shot out of the sky. We'll do some DLSS and we'll run performance and just see if we get any sort of extra performance. Okay. Oh! Oh no, I'm not gonna resurge! But yeah, I mean, we're getting close to 100 FPS at times. Now, yes, we are having a little bit of input lag being added. That's what happens when you use DLSS. But if you're just trying to get the maximum frames possible, DLSS does help a little bit on performance settings with this configuration. Someone in the water, and I'm getting shot at. Oh God, mistakes. Ugh. Ah! Shut the door! Leave me alone! Oh God! There's so many people! First, this guy's not. Okay. No! I think that's gonna be the end of me. That's the end. But hey, Call of Duty, man. It's getting a lot better. These Optiplexes in general, getting a lot better for games like Call of Duty. Now let's switch it up and try some Battlefield 2042, which again is, or is it 2048? Again, we don't play this game anymore. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a game that is pretty demanding, and we've tested an Optiplex before, and it's like almost unplayable because it utilizes the CPU and GPU a ton, and normally with these Optiplexes you get some CPU bottleneck. Well, let's see if Battlefield is a bit more playable with this 8th Gen i5.
All right, guys, we're playing Battlefield 2042. We're currently at 1080p, max FOV, with a medium preset, which I'll show you guys in a second here. I'm just trying to kind of figure my way out of this hellhole.
Yeah, he got spawned in a weird hellhole, but this is a game that is really going to stress that 6-core 6-thread. It really likes having multiple cores, and I'm going to shut this door because it'll be really loud.
Yeah, we're definitely getting some big lag spikes whenever we're rendering stuff in, and that's something that we did just launch the game. Maybe it'll kind of, you know, level out eventually here, but it definitely may take a minute.
Yeah, it looks like the CPU, just being a 6-core 6-thread, is an upgrade over those standard quad cores, but in some cases it might not. Ooh, hold up. It might not be up to snuff of like a newer 4-core 8-thread, considering we don't have hyper-threading. But it is cool to say, and especially when we were playing Warzone, we do have this as well. It's cool to say normally the Optiplexes were like, oh, it's good for Fortnite, or it's good for CS2, or games like that. We normally say stay away from the demanding AAA titles, but we're at least getting a somewhat playable experience, 60 FPS with an Optiplex now.
I know I just saw a little soldier.
Oh, I gotta get him first.
No, I really did.
Oh. Victory! Let's go again.
There we go.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, yeah, here we are. Yeah.
Smoke assist, baby.
Oh, yes. Oh, man.
Dude, I can't see.
Through the fire and flames.
Dude, I am losing it, man.
Yeah, there we go.
See, now I know there's some little Heidi baby boys that maybe I can find. What the heck is that? Oh my god, where am I?
Oh, there goes your medic.
So hard. Well, that was Battlefield, guys. It's a hectic game, but we did manage to maintain 70 FPS at medium. I don't even think I ever really did show them the settings.
Well, you know what? You're going to see them now.
You're going to see them now, yeah. 1080p, max FOV, and we're running a medium preset. So, yeah, pretty respectable. We could go low settings to try to get like a high refresh rate, but that ain't a problem. So, go ahead and what are we doing now?
Run some built-in benchmarks and wrap this video up real quick. That's what we're doing.
All right, guys, we just got done testing our Optiplex, and this one was fun because we're so used to testing all of like the 2nd through 6th gen, but getting into 8th gen for the price that we used to be able to get 2nd gen for is really awesome, and the fact that we're playing AAA titles on the system now is really cool.
And again, we mentioned throughout the benchmark run, you can go with other GPU options as well if you don't want to go with the A2000 with the Franken drivers, but this configuration works really well out of the box. The only concern is later down the line how those driver supports are going to work, but we'll leave some alternative suggestions in the link in the description down below, and they will be affiliate links and they will help us out. Let us know what you think of the new generation of Dell Opti.
And as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other 2 YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/ToastyBros. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
This PC right here will be for sale at PC Bros for a great price, especially with some of the caveats that it has, but that's the awesome part. You can buy a brand new system with us that has a 1-year warranty, or you can get a system like this that's kind of just ready to go if you want to do some experimentation.
PC Bros, high tech, gaming PCs, gaming laptops, and so much more. Use code ToastyBros2 and check out to save 2% on any PC or laptop or whatever you want on the website. See you guys later. Goodbye.